From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Monday, July 25th. We're going to have a drop in that humidity today, which will be nice. Partly cloudy skies, few showers or storms scattered, but mostly dry with highs in the lower 80s. And the National Weather Service is now looking into 4 reports of funnel clouds in Carmel, Whitestown, Bell Union, and Ellettsville. A tornado warning was issued around 6:30 last night for both Hamilton and Boone counties. So far, the National Weather Service has not confirmed any tornadoes. And today, Vice President Kamala Harris will be in Indianapolis as Indiana lawmakers meet for a special session. The White House says Harris will hold a roundtable discussion about protecting reproductive rights. She's had similar meetings with lawmakers in other states all this month. Senate Republicans revealed last week that they hope to pass a bill banning nearly all abortions in Indiana. It would allow exceptions in cases of rape, incest, fatal fetal abnormalities, and when the mother's life is at risk. That's paired with promises to boost spending toward helping pregnant women, young children, and adoptions. For senators, the day will likely start at 11 this morning with an introduction and first reading of the bills. Then the Committee on Rules and Legislative Procedure will meet to hear the bills, but a vote will not be taken. And today, protesters also plan to gather at the Statehouse to rally for abortion rights. The American Civil Liberties Union of Indiana, Planned Parenthood Alliance advocates, and Women for Change Indianapolis are hosting today's rally. Starts at 11:30. And people on the opposite side of the issue will also gather at the State House. Hoosiers, Conservative Voices, and Students for Life Action tell us they're having a press conference in support of abortion ban. Both organizations will also read statements on behalf of Senator Todd Young and Representatives Jackie Walorski, Jim Banks, and Jim Baird. That event is at noon. And lawmakers will also take up Governor Holcomb's proposal to give each taxpayer a $225 refund from the state's budget surplus. Republican House members backed the plan meant to fight inflation. Republican senators instead proposed suspending state gas and utility taxes. The North Split project will shut down the Pine Street on-ramp to I-70 eastbound until late September. There are 2 detours. If you're headed eastbound, take New York onto Rural Street before taking the Rural Keystone I-70 on-ramp. If you're going westbound, stick with Davidson Street to New York and then Rural before taking the same on-ramp. Both the West Street and Delaware Street on-ramps will stay open. And the West Street Bridge near Indianapolis Motor Speedway will reopen. Mayor Joe Hogsett, Indy DPW, and IMS President Doug Bowles will be there to celebrate the bridge reopening just in time for the Brickyard Weekend at IMS. It will officially be open at 11:30 this morning. Today, Carmel City leaders will reconsider a multi-million-dollar mixed-use development downtown. The Board of Zoning Appeals tabled the proposal for the former AT&T building site in May. The $133 million project includes apartments, a parking garage, and retail space. Neighbors have complained that the 6-story building would be too tall. So tonight's Board of Zoning Appeals meeting starts at 6. There's no word yet if the board will make any decision on the mixed-use development. And 2 people are dead and at least 5 more are injured after gunfire erupted at a Los Angeles park. It happened in the San Pedro neighborhood just before 4 yesterday afternoon. Investigators say some 500 people were at the park. There was a car show and a softball game going on at the same time. Police found 4 men and 3 women shot. 2 died at the hospital. Police haven't offered a motive or made any arrests. President Joe Biden is getting better after getting COVID-19. His doctor says he's improving and that Biden's cough and body aches have gone down considerably with his pulse and temperature returning to normal. President Biden will keep taking Paxlovid. He plans to stay isolated until he tests negative for COVID-19. And the White House COVID-19 coordinator, Dr. Ashish Jha, is also addressing concerns over the possibility of declaring a public health emergency for monkeypox. It comes as the World Health Organization declares a global health emergency. The outbreak has expanded to more than 70 countries. The WHO calls it an extraordinary situation that the world should take seriously. The CDC reports more than 2,800 probable or confirmed monkeypox cases in 44 states, D.C., and Puerto Rico. Globally, there are more than 16,500 cases reported in 74 countries. A massive wildfire near Yosemite National Park has burned out of control, fueled by a dangerous heat wave. They say the fire is still 0% contained. According to CAL FIRE, the oak fires burned more than 14,000 acres. California Governor Gavin Newsom declared a state of emergency for Mariposa County. More than 3,000 people are now forced to evacuate. So far, the Oak Fire has destroyed 10 structures. Authorities say another 2,000 are in jeopardy. Pope Francis is in Canada this morning to make a historic and long-awaited apology. Canada's Prime Minister and Governor General welcomed the Pope in Edmonton yesterday. Today, the Pope will meet with Indigenous groups to address the scandal of abuse and erasure of Indigenous culture in the country's residential schools. The Canadian government has admitted physical and sexual abuse ran rampant in state-funded Christian schools. Those schools operated from the 19th century to the 1970s. The government reports some 150,000 Indigenous children were taken from their families and forced to attend as a way to isolate them from the influence of their homes, native languages, and cultures. The Pope will also travel to Quebec during his trip. We're awaiting word this morning on Joseph Newgarden's condition after he crashed and later collapsed at Iowa Speedway. Team Penske says Newgarden fell near his hauler following the late crash yesterday. Chevy's initial diagnosis points to a broken suspension, causing Newgarden to spin hard into the outside wall. A helicopter took him to a hospital for overnight evaluation. Team Penske described what happened in a statement, saying, quote, "Following the conclusion of the race, Newgarden lost consciousness and fell, sustaining a cut on the back of his head. Due to the 45-minute drive to Mercy One Des Moines Medical Center and the traffic outside the track, the medical helicopter was determined to be the best mode of transportation. After being evaluated, all scans were negative. Newgarden will be held overnight for observation. Also, Newgarden will be going through evaluation as well Thursday here in Indianapolis." And Newgarden led 148 of the 300 laps, though his crash created an opening for Pato O'Ward to win the race. O'Ward made the pass for the win on pit road. He held off Penske teammates Will Power and Scott McLaughlin. This is O'Ward's second win of the season. His second-place finish on Saturday and victory Sunday helped vault him into fifth place in the points standings. He's 36 points back from leader Marcus Ericsson. One NASCAR driver is celebrating a win at Pocono despite finishing in third place. NASCAR announced both Denny Hamlin and teammate Kyle Busch were disqualified for failing a post-race inspection. Hamlin started on the pole, coming off 6 career victories at Pocono. Busch and Ross Chastain battled for the lead until Chastain took over first with 33 laps to go. With 18 laps to go, a little contact from the two sent Chastain into the wall, ending his day. On the final lap, Hamlin was able to take the checkered flag for what would have been his 7th career victory at the track. Instead, third-place finisher Chase Elliott is the winner. And one fan favorite won't be on the field when veterans report to training camp Wednesday at Grand Park for the Colts. Linebacker Darius Leonard is now on the physically unable to perform list, the PUP list. The team made the announcement yesterday. You might remember he had back surgery in June. Leonard is one of 4 players who'll miss the start of training camp. Also on the sidelines are defensive end Tyquan Lewis, safety Rodney McLeod, and wide receiver Michael Strawn. Former Colts head coach Chuck Pagano will soon celebrate a decade as a cancer survivor. Pagano will return to the city on August 4th for the Chuck Strong 2022 Gala at the Colts Complex. This year's gala theme will be a decade of dedication. The event raises money for the IU Health Melvin and Bryn Simon Comprehensive Cancer Center. Today is the last day for you to buy tickets. Indianapolis Public Schools are helping students get ready for the upcoming school year. IPS will hold 2 back-to-school festivals at Northwest Middle School and Sankofa School. Students will be able to pick up backpacks with school supplies and uniforms. Current student IDs are not needed to receive the backpacks. The festivals will run from 11 to 2, then 4 to 6. And finally, a new restaurant opened in the Bottle Works district. The Fountain Room is across from the Bottle Works Hotel at Mass Ave and Carrollton Avenue. The restaurant will serve lunch and dinner during the week and brunch on the weekends. The Fountain Room will serve a classic Supper Club-inspired menu. It's owned by Clancy's Inc., which also opened at Clancy's Hamburgers location inside the Garage Food Hall. Some very good cheeseburgers they serve there. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway. Online at wishtv.com and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update on demand for even more on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.